Absolutely Incredible Kid Day. Every year on the third Thursday in March, Absolutely Incredible Kids Day encourages adults to tell kids how absolutely incredible they are. Take the challenge a step further and write it down in a letter to that absolutely incredible kid. We produce 5 amazing videos per week on various topics, so click on the like button and subscribe to see future videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Children are amazing creatures. Their ability to learn, adapt, and bring joy to the world is never ending. Did you ever receive something in the mail as a child? Maybe it was a birthday card or a letter from Grandma. Do you remember your face lighting up like a summer's day? Melody and Isabel Widgeson were only 10 and 12 respectively when they started on a course of activism that has drastically decreased the global usage of single-use plastic. The young women were inspired by the country of Rwanda's ban of polyethylene bags in 2008 and decided to try to get their native Bali to do the same. Their homegrown initiative of beach cleanups and government petitions graduated to an organization advocating for reduced plastic use in 15 different countries. One of Sierra Leone's most famous inventors, Kelvin Doe, got started when he began looking for ways to fix local problems with technology as an 11-year-old, just 5 years after the country's volatile civil war ended. By 13, he was powering neighborhood houses with batteries made out of acid, soda, and metal in a tin cup. He went on to build a community radio station out of recycled parts that he powered with a generator also made out of reused materials. Greta Thunberg. You've probably heard of this environmental activist after her passionate speech at the UN Climate Summit, but this 16-year-old student has been advocating for sustainability for years now. Greta began by protesting Swedish Parliament in an effort to get them to do more to prevent climate change. She went on to organize Fridays for Future, a school climate strike movement. As of 2019, more than 1 million students around the world participated in a multi-city coordinated protest for stronger action against climate change. Emma Gonzalez. After surviving a school shooting at her high school in Parkland, Florida, a group of teen activists formed to fight for an end of gun violence. Emma Gonzalez was one of those students who co-founded Never Again MSD, a group for gun control, and gave a moving speech at the March for Lives rally in which she read the names of her classmates who died in the shooting. After the work of Emma and her fellow activists, the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act was passed by Florida lawmakers in March of 2018. Nicholas Lowinger. When Nicholas was a tween, he met a brother and sister experiencing homelessness. The pair took turns going to school because they shared a pair of shoes. Nicholas gave the boy a pair of basketball sneakers and thus kicked off an organization that would come to be known as Gotta Have Soul, through which footwear has been donated to over 99,000 children in homeless shelters. Jalen Arnold. After being diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome, Asperger's, and OCD, Jalen was bullied by peers for being different. He found that the anxiety he suffered as a result of the bullying worsened the symptoms of his disabilities. That's what led Jalen to found the Jalen Challenge Foundation, which has educated more than 100,000 kids on recognizing bullying behavior and understanding each other's differences. Jaquil Jackson. After 9-year-old Jaquil helped his aunt distribute food at a local homeless shelter in his native Chicago, Jaquil decided he wanted to do more to help his community. This is how Project AMI was founded. Here, Jaquil distributes blessing bags full of snacks, toiletries, a towel, and socks to people experiencing homelessness. Over 3,000 blessing bags have been given out in Chicago communities. Ryan Hickman. When Ryan Hickman was 3, he took a visit to the Replant Recycling Center in California. Here he found his calling. At age 7, Ryan started Ryan's Recycling. What started out as collecting cans and bottles from his neighbors as recycling has risen to over 50 customers and over 200,000 bottles and cans. It's because bottles get to the ocean and then animals get sick and die, he told CNN. Zuriel Odwal. Zuriel is an education advocate for girls in Africa and filmmaker, self-taught no less. She has interviewed 30 heads of state, created 7 documentaries, and continues to advocate for young women, all by the ripe old age of 17. Iqbal Masih. Masih was a Pakistani boy who escaped child slavery at 10 years old and became a leader in the movement to put an end to it once and for all. He helped over 3,000 children escape bondage and traveled the globe speaking out against the issue. Misha was assassinated when he was 12, and roughly 800 people attended his funeral service. However, his legacy lives on well beyond his death. In 2009, Congress started an annual award in his name given to activists fighting to end child labor. Claudette Colvin. Colvin was 15 when she became a major player in the civil rights movement by refusing to give up her bus seat to a Caucasian rider. This was 9 months before Rosa Parks was arrested for the same thing. She was one of the 4 plaintiffs involved in the Supreme Court case that ultimately outlawed segregation on Alabama buses. Colvin has said about her experience, "I feel very, very proud of what I did. I do feel like what I did was a spark and it caught on." Jazz Jennings. At 5 years old, Jennings made headlines as one of the youngest publicly documented people to identify as transgender. She has used her platform to advocate for LGBTQIA issues, specifically regarding trans rights. With the assistance of her parents, she founded the Trans Kids Purple Rainbow Foundation to help transgender youth. Jennings also wrote a children's book and a memoir about her experience, in addition to starring in the TLC reality show documenting her journey. She has been honored by GLAAD, Out Magazine, Advocate, Logo TV, and the Human Rights Campaign. Bana Al-Abed. Young people using social media may not seem life-changing, but one look at Abed's Twitter page will change your mind. At just 7 years old, she documented her life in war-torn Syria to call attention to the atrocities happening there. With some assistance from her mother, Abed has called upon world leaders to take action.